What's up, everybody? I was going to say fellas, but those are the fellas. And we're here live again Monday, Wednesday, 3 o'clock Eastern. GoldBoys, YouTube, OddsShopper, Twitter, at Eric Lindquist, at Mr. Brad Thomas, at ShanderBets. For me, James, of course, is producing. We'll tell you about everything going on here, there, everywhere around the board. But let's see. We got a lot of stuff here.
What
today.
is going on? Where are you? Why do we get like this
on
tour
daddy
of
duty.
Philadelphia? Why are we at a public pool doing a show right now? What is happening?
Well, first off, I'm about to do something I have never done in the history of my 45 years on the planet. And Brad, this is the level in which Eric Lindquist can drive me. But sir, how dare you insinuate that I'm at a public pool when I pay X amount of dollars a month to be at this prestigious golf club? Okay, my friend, I am at I'm out at the pool. So my kid, my wife, and my other kid cannot be subjected to my daily rantings about sports and sports bets, although it seems like I'm just carrying the show wherever I go. So there you have it.
I just want to be an onlooking parent watching you do this right now. Like, what?
So behind me is actually, we've got three
Oh God, we're
nines.
getting a tour.
Right?
I'm sorry I asked.
We've got the front, we've got the full 18, right? And then we also have like a tuck away 9, if you will.
Oh, you have a little rotation over here.
See? So this is where I'll show you how this steep little hill of an incline that we have behind us. Now the course is closed today, so I can kind of mosey around and do this. But
Well, you should have just teed one up so we could see your golf swing.
There's a net there, so obviously there are golf balls in the vicinity that show up from time to time.
So, exactly. The pool is right behind me, right as you see, and then this is the 4th hole right here. But that's the green, and then you see this is the Donald Ross false front and hitting into all that crap, right? That's like Pinehurst. We were all laughing at everybody. So you see that steep little hill behind me is what you hit up onto.
Brad,
right.
Thoughts?
I wanted to see his golf swing.
I don't.
Next time, I tell you what, when we come back, your Wednesday, I neither are.
Oh
Yep.
no.
But
Good talk.
A week from today, I'll go on the range. I'll sneak on the range on a Monday when the range is technically closed.
Okay.
And I'll get in there now. But see, Eric played at least college, if not a little bit higher level, right? So I'm probably going to have some more critique than you think coming, Brad. Like I don't want to give him ammunition, I guess is my point here.
I have things that just want to scream, I play golf in my background. I don't know why that is, but it is what it is. Thank you for giving us the Blair Witch Project tour of your country club. This is lovely. Please sit down so we can all stop being nauseous. I'm starting to get a little dizzy.
Sure. Well, you'll get even dizzier when you actually see me swing the club. So
that is a fact.
Can't be that bad.
No, I mean, look, I'm in the 90s, low 90s, but it's not pretty, man. I have a lot of misses. So I'm extreme. I can hit a beautiful shot or I miss the ball. There's no like, oh, you made great contact, but the ball went left. It's either like it's straight or it's going nowhere. All right, let's get this out here real quick. All right, Portugal is underway, right? I'm sure we have live sweats going on here. I have a live sweat. Eric, I'm sure is sweating as we speak. Brad, why don't you start, Mr. Soccer guy here? Because I'm sure.
Yeah. I have 2 live sweats. I have Portugal first half corner handicap. It's one of my favorite bets when the price is right. We got a massive CLV on it. So we also took Portugal total corners, which I don't know if anybody got to actually bet unless they're on the NBC Sports website, because the video came out a little late and the line moved from plus 135 to minus 112 before the video came out. But I mean, we always talk about follow our stuff, right? So just make sure you bookmark NBCsports.com. Check it every morning because that's where we drop that's where I drop my videos in the morning.
That's a perfect little tease right there. I got to be honest.
I love it. I have so much respect for him. I have no respect for you over there, Mr. Umbrella Man. You're just driving me nuts today. Can't avoid
getting
this
set up. Wait a second. This is from the guy who got the playback stream going like 15 minutes into 2 shows ago, to where we didn't even have Brad's face on the show here. All right. So
we're going to be building something here, Eitan. We're building something, but it's probably going to require you actually hit the old clock 9 to 5 from a consistent location. However, this is actually very beautiful. It's a nice day out there.
Well, I figured, look, somebody here, and I can't believe it. Brad's in Florida. You're in California. How is the person in Pennsylvania the one showcasing beautiful scenery and weather here? Something seems a
Because
little
right
off.
now it is like, I don't know, I walked outside for a brief minute, like 95 degrees and humid. I was outside. I played golf this weekend and it was an oven, so I don't want to be out there unless I'm swinging a golf club.
Yeah, he has the humidity thing
Fair
going
enough.
on. I have 100
You know what?
degree weather
I
going on.
don't think any one of us would argue that.
Yeah, none, no argument whatsoever. So if I'm trying to jump in on something live here, because I do not have any Portugal, Slovenia exposure here at the moment, is there anything you would recommend right now, Brad? Because I do want to be joining the party here with you gentlemen. Aton, he loves me from time to time, and we'll end up firing up something in the soccer streets. But for the people out watching, for myself, what would you be jumping in on now?
Let's see what we got.
I thought I texted you and Ben something. I guess not.
You might
Sorry.
have. I've been on 3 shows already this morning, so I love you. But
I would jump on. This is not a terrible price. You already got one. I would jump on Portugal over 8.5 team total corners for half a unit. Or if you don't like corners, you just want to take it. A fun sweat, I think, in this game will be Cristiano Ronaldo to score a goal. He hasn't scored a goal. Oh my God. Oh my God. I thought I just called it. Oh my God. I thought I just called it. Holy shit. That was crazy. He hasn't scored a goal this whole tournament.
Wow.
He's so due. Like, he's so due for a goal.
He's lone striker up top in this formation. He's the only guy hanging out and roaming. And it's nice to have Bruno Fernandes setting you up for life.
Yes.
He could make any striker look good. Eventually, one's going to hit the back of the net, you would think, because, again, Fernandes, my boy from the Man U days. Ooh.
Yeah, there's a couple cool things that come into play with this lineup for him, too. Like, so Bruno Fernandes is not playing that holding position that he played in the first game. They got João Paulinho, which gives Bruno a little bit more freedom to kind of move around, kind of helping Ronaldo. And then Rafael Leao and Bernardo Silva aren't really guys who are going to be trying to take shots. They're going to be trying to service their teammate. So I think he's going to score sooner than later. I'll probably bet him this. I bet him this game, but I'll probably keep betting him if they keep advancing because it's going to come eventually.
Other question. Who's older between Ronaldo and Pepe? Pepe is literally starting in this lineup again.
Pepe's got to be older.
No, he's older.
Pepe? He's
Pepe's
41 years old.
Yeah,
Good
he's
Lord.
Ronaldo. What's Ronaldo? 37?
Like 38, 37?
Yeah.
He is 39.
That's like asking if the old Pepe is better than this.
Have they capped like every single Portugal meaningful game since I've seen soccer? Yes, probably. I mean, they have been around for 20 years. 20 years.
And still playing at a high level. I could say Pepe more so than Ronaldo, probably because Pepe's
FC
just
Porto, right?
locking down every game while Ronaldo just runs around sometimes.
Yep. Ronaldo's just a shot-seeking whore. Let's be serious.
Yeah.
Well, he's got a statue, so that's also.
I need him to take 2 shots this first half, so he has 0 right now. So he got the ball caught between his feet. So we'll see what happens.
I had a 3-legger going. It was France on a tie no bet, and that cleared. So the other 2 currently going on right now together is Portugal on the 3-way and under 3.5 total goals. So if that hits the boost right there, as you see, to plus 191, I'll absolutely take that and call it a day in the soccer world. Any objections?
None whatsoever.
I'm in. So you can all you can really do is just laugh.
I'm just waiting for this Houston-Toronto game to start. It's Canada Day. Oh, hey. Hello, everybody up there in your snowshoes up in July now. Enjoy. But I'm fucking excited for Houston to just slaughter Toronto, hopefully without Vladdy in the lineup. That is very necessary for me. Canada Day and no Vlad Jr. That seems wrong.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, well, you're not going to force the guy out there because it's Canada. Do you think Vlad Jr. gives a shit about Canada? Is he from Canada?
Yeah, he was born and raised now. Because his dad was Montreal Expos star Guerrero.
Well, again, though, I think it's all about your naturalized citizenship, right, versus place of birth. He's going to admit publicly, like, you can't be from another country and then playing any sport on July 4th.
Born in Montreal,
like,
Canada. Who called that
yeah,
one? Yeah.
I don't believe that. That's Wikipedia. Wikipedia is known for lying. All right. Absolutely. He was born on the other side of Niagara Falls. Let's be honest. And for public appearance, he has to be from Toronto or Montreal. Montreal.
His dad's from the Dominican, but yeah, he's born and raised Montreal.
Not raised. Did you guys place any NBA futures bets?
No, talk to me. Why are you so excited about Klay Thompson
I'm
to the
not.
Mavs? Yeah, I'm not either.
I have nothing to do with.
I honestly
with
think Najee Marshall and Quentin Grimes matter more than Klay Thompson for Dallas.
I didn't even know this. I've been once Paul George and Andre Drummond signed with the Sixers, my world is like, could there be a better signing elsewhere now than Andre Drummond? Let's be honest. No,
I actually like Klay Thompson a lot because you genuinely cannot leave him open, right? Like you have to make sure someone's there, which just gives Luka more space, gives Kyrie more space. They upgraded their shooting. I actually thought they got a little discount for Klay. 3 years, 55 is what I saw. I thought he was asking for way more.
Look at that year that he had, though, right?
I know, but from what I was hearing, Klay was asking for like 3 and 60.
Brother, I would be too. And I would just be hoping that there'd be somebody out there being like, yeah, I'll pay that, versus everybody else who was like, brother, did you see what you did last year? But good for him. Like, that's a great look. He's out of clearly a spot from a mental standpoint where you're no longer dealing with that decline. And whenever you do something really well in a place and you're legend and all that, and you're going through, if it's a season 2 or just career type of decline, that can wear. That can definitely wear. So it's a fresh spot, and it's a team that's in the playoffs.
What just happened?
They had Ronaldo wide open, and he sent in the worst pass ever. Yep. Wide open, unmarked. Maybe if Ronaldo was 36 instead of 39, he jumps and hits 30. That.
All right, I'm turning this game on. I can't 35. Not have this game on now side by side with you. I need this. All right, so I'm firing it up. Yeah, we know you're watching there on the poolside TV, so life is good. Klay Thompson last season, 38.8% three-point shooting. From a betting perspective, I don't think there's a whole lot to mine out of it. Like, for me, everything's kind of a lateral move with Dallas. With Derek Jones Jr., I would rather have him than Klay Thompson. I would rather just hunker down defensively. Because, like, for me, the main issue with the Klay Thompson signing to me is that Dallas got by on limiting teams and having the #1 defensive rating for the last month and a half of the season and carrying that right into the playoffs, where you let Luka and Kyrie do whatever they wanted to on the defensive end, like, mark the worst player, live their lives. Now you're going to need Klay Thompson to play some defense if he's going to be sharing the floor with Kyrie and Luka. And that's where, Klay playing the 3 alongside them for 20, 24 minutes a game in the playoffs, you better really be knocking down shots, Klay, because if you're not, winning on the offensive end, he was a bottom 47th percentile defender last season, dunks and threes. And I don't think the defense is getting any better as he ages here. It's only gotten worse for him. He used to be one of the best two-way players in basketball, but I get it from a fit perspective offensively. It's going to look good because, you got to stand out and cover him. But, like, losing Derek Jones Jr. really, really matters. We're talking about like a 92nd, 93rd percentile defender.
I agree.
Anyway, Yeah.
All
right, I got the game on now. I'm happy to be a part of the fun. Here we are.
Looking at, that overall, I don't think moves any needle to. I'm not rushing to take Dallas at 10-1 or any better, or mind you, if there's any other value out there for Dallas. I don't think that moves for me. And look, I think it's interesting to see that the Sixers have moved a little bit, but now they're actually worse off. So I saw at one point they were at 750 on FanDuel before the Paul George signing and have since dipped down as a result of the Paul George signing. And I guess, I don't know, maybe to a lesser extent anybody else there, which I hardly doubt. But now they're back up to 8-1 over here on DraftKings. And what I find just incredibly incomprehensible for somebody who is here in Philadelphia covering this team from a distance, in the sense of I'm not down there day to day, but I don't need to be, I think, formulate this opinion. Where has this worked where you have taken somebody who has not won and all of a sudden put them together with other people who have not won, and in 1 year they've won? And I
LeBron
think what
James.
happens, LeBron?
Oh, well, they did in 2 years.
2 years. That's right. 2 years. But
You're right.
But if you're talking about Miami, for example, right? Like Miami took a year.
Yeah.
And even when you look at the addition of somebody who has won before. So the Sixers haven't even gotten out of the second round with Joel Embiid. Where are the lumps that they've taken with Embiid, Maxey, and anybody, I guess Kelly Oubre on this team? And then you're adding Paul George. It's a little different, I think, in Toronto, where you've added a guy in Kawhi who has at least won before in San Antonio.
Yeah.
I don't know, guys. Like, I don't think the Sixers are a good bet, even if you get them at 10-1 right now to win the NBA championship.
I don't either. And I think where teams are failing to realize, and this keeps happening, where they bring in this guy, they fail to realize that you're not going to bring in one guy who's going to change your organization to be to win a title. You need to do a Boston where they bring in like a Derek White. They bring in a bunch of other guys that kind of help make that happen.
Yeah, I agree, man. And I'm just, I don't know, because you're top heavy. You need an adjustment period. And on top of that, you go back to the fact that you can't have Paul George or Joel Embiid miss time in the playoffs, and yet both have. So, geez. I don't know. I don't think there's been anything.
I think Philly did a very smart thing. I think Paul George is going to be a lot better than you think as a number 3 option, where you can limit the minutes to some extent. You still have Melton, right? You still have a number of these pieces.
Shake Milton?
No, DeAnthony Melton.
He just signed with the Warriors.
Oh, okay. Melton did.
Yeah.
So he's gone.
No, you're done. You're rebuilding this team now. You don't have any depth.
As a number 3, where Paul George can actually sit and be a catch and shoot guy, like that seems a lot of fun to me for Paul George. One of the better catch. He just doesn't get an opportunity to not create his own offense because they didn't have anybody who could do it for him. That was why they got John Wall added to this team instead of paying Isaiah Hartenstein, which was probably the impetus of the Clippers' downfall. Look at what Isaiah Hartenstein did with New York, and then now in Oklahoma City with that contract looks like. You can't have your star players. You can't have your star players dictating who and what you are getting for assets just because of who you want to play with. The John Wall thing could have been Isaiah Hartenstein, and getting him and Zubats for 24 minutes apiece, or, potentially being able to learn to share a floor. That is so much more valuable for you long-term trying to win a championship, because regular season basketball and postseason basketball, what changes? The physicality, the minutes required out of your starters. Everything changes in terms of like what really truly matters. And it's not just creating your own shot, make it look good against the Detroit Pistons and put up 30 there. Like, against good basketball teams, you need good basketball players. And that requires defensive stuff that Paul George could do in Indy, could do with LA. But like, when so much is required from you offensively to like start the offense, and Kawhi's hurt every postseason, I think Paul George is way better of a fit for this Phillies team than I think either of you do. I think it's a great
Wait, no. I don't think I was
Brett.
clear. I don't think I was clear in what I was saying. I think Paul George is on this team is great. I'm saying, is Paul George the addition that takes them to be an instant championship contender? And I don't know.
That's the point here, is that, okay, if you're looking at it from the baseline of, well, they replaced Tobias Harris with Paul George, that's like going and looking at the baseline of the viewership for the WNBA and then saying, okay, now with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, or Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, like however, it's like booming. No, you've gone from very little to an exceptional amount. So there's a massive jump. But overall, I think when you look at it, it's still a matter of, where are you going right now with this team? And also, how long is it going to take, right? Like, in theory, I agree with you, but you still need to get out there on the floor. You still need to get this thing together. And look, man, you need a willing Joel Embiid to allow the ball to go to Paul George a little bit more. And look, we'll see. I don't want this to be the Sixers preview
better
show.
Than Tobias Harris shooting it.
Well, anything is better.
Very
That's
true.
my point. Anything is better than
Have
that.
fun, Detroit. What
They
a
don't
decision.
deserve that. I
What
don't
a
care.
decision.
The history, the rich history of the Detroit Pistons, they don't deserve that. They don't deserve Tobias Harris. Come on, let's be fair to them. All right, we hit. What do you, Brad? Do you have anything in the world of soccer that we need to know here? Big balls of soccer that we need to know outside of what's going on right now.
Yeah, I didn't send a slip over because I didn't physically bet it yet. I forgot. You know how when you give a play out and you think you're gonna bet it, and I don't know, I slipped my mind. So now since I'm day of, I'm gonna wait to see the lineups. But I gave out a show on my I gave out a bet on my Bet US show. Uruguay draw no bet plus 110. I went and looked and realized I didn't actually physically bet it this morning. I gave it out 2 days ago. It's against United States. United States probably will have bulk of possession, but I just don't think that this Uruguay side are a side who are just going to lay down easily. And we just assume that since a team has nothing to play for, they're going to lose. Like, I think that's just like the assumption people make, but it doesn't happen that often. Sure, it happened with Portugal and Georgia when they played, but Portugal changed 10 people in their starting lineup. Didn't matter if they had someone to play for or not. That's just too many changes. You lose your continuity in there. And then I think that even if they do change, Uruguay's backup team is much better than our starting team.
Yeah, Luis Suarez probably going to be starting and getting some kind of minutes, right?
Yeah,
He's
he'll
coming in.
definitely be getting a good amount of minutes. You'll probably see Bentancur getting a good amount of minutes as well.
Ugarte. I'm looking at a couple of
De La
different
Cruz
soccer
is gonna
projection
play,
sites that I like. I mean, they're just a better squad. So, I mean, maybe you get some continuity and they get to run some wind sprints in the first half potentially, but like, it is always a tough thing trying to figure out, implications of a team. Well, I think people really want to get caps for their squad too. People want to get goals for their squad because at the end of when Suarez is done, 37 years old, had one of the most storied careers of any footballer in Uruguay history for sure, but like internationally renowned player. Don't you want to have those more goals boosted next to your name?
Exactly.
And what better way of doing it than when you get free reign to do whatever you want, trying to generate chances. And so that's where it gets really hard because you still have some international footballer experience that exists with some of these backups on Uruguay. And then for the US team, I mean, obviously back against the walls, is it goal differential? Can they still, it's not head to head first, is it? Against
goal
Panama?
differential.
So they need to try to go crazy. And you could see some counterattack. Like, I think for me, I thought about betting more on the goals there. I don't dabble too much in soccer betting. That is way more in my guy Brad's spot. But I do think USA has to, I mean, they're going to be paying attention to the scoreboard for sure on the Panama side, but you got to try to put your foot to the gas immediately. And I don't think that they've played to the tippy top, not creating a ton of chances so far, but Pulisic is going to play 90 and look pretty darn good. Reyna, I mean, what has he done so far in this tournament? Absolutely nothing. Got to generate some type of chances with him too. Like, I look at almost at the Minnesota side, the USA side as one that like you could be seeing some crazy counters, like Suarez to score. Is that something that if he gets, in the first 11,
I took him to score when there were 10 minutes left to go in the game at plus 800 last game. If he's on the pitch, you got to take him to score just because they're so good at servicing whoever they're going to have start the center forward position.
Yeah, I'm very
much. Is there a live number on that right now?
No, it
doesn't
doesn't
start
start
9 p.m.
Yeah, 6 p.m.
Oh, no. I thought you meant, I thought you were talking back again with Ronaldo using that comparison. Sorry.
No. Okay. It's one of those things. You're not going to get any kind of value on Ronaldo.
No, you'd have to go double it at that point.
Plus, Ronaldo is super reliable to get pulled off the pitch in like the middle of a second half, right? Like that's something that routinely happens with him.
Let's see if we can get
with Ronaldo. Doesn't he get subbed for?
No, he's going to play unless they're dominating.
Okay.
Our buddy Christian plus 210, 2 or more shots on target. Any interest? You can go Luis Suarez at
Christian Pulisic's going to take the he takes the PKs, he takes the free kicks, and he's going to shoot. So,
who, Christian?
Yeah, I took him. I took him the last 2 games. He hit in the first game. Obviously, didn't hit in the second game with the red card.
Yeah.
Well, you like this at plus 210, right?
Yeah, for sure. They're gonna have to shoot. They have to win. They can't there's
no 50 on that, Eric?
Yeah, let's do it.
You pretty much are betting. You pretty much want to bet every United States attacking player shots over tonight.
That's a
And
good.
you're going to get screwed because some guy's going to come out at half, but like, it is what it is.
So I've just been thinking about how to capitalize on anything in this one because I'm obviously going to watch it because I'm a good standing American. It's the 4th of July this week. They wouldn't let us down on the 4th of July, would they? They kind of did. Red card. That was so
let us
dumb,
down. Didn't they lose to Iraq like 3 years after the war?
Oh, that was like, no, they drawed against. They had a come from behind draw against Iraq, or it was Iran. And it was an insane World Cup game. That I was in Vegas for that.
Right?
I was in Vegas with my little brother. And we just went ballistic. I think it was like a really early morning game too at the Caesars Sportsbook. It was really early out there in Vegas, and it was the craziest scene I've had in Vegas, which says something. It was awesome.
Yeah, I just remember one of those days,
Dempsey,
man. When you look around,
Dempsey.
What are we doing here? Yeah, Dempsey, right. So by the way, this has been off the board since, I don't know, 8 a.m. when I checked here. The tie no bet, at least on FanDuel, has been off the board for a long time tonight. Because I would imagine that taking USA in a tie no bet scenario here would definitely pay out with the aggression that you just laid out. Expected aggression, I should say.
I don't know.
Do you like the other side?
I think yes, because it's all we don't bet in expectations, we bet in value. The lines are just, there's no value in betting a minus price draw no bet for the United States against a team who they probably won't beat. Now, if you have it on the other side,
so I don't know what the number was. It was locked.
It was minus like 145 or something. Now, if you're betting the other side, where you say the United States probably won't win, then that's why you would take the plus 110 for Uruguay.
Oh, that was much more off than I thought it was then.
Yeah.
I never saw the starting number on it.
Pull the trigger on 2.5 goals. I know it's such a fish bet, but like,
I mean, that's a good bet. You have to take it. It's just that's my only problem with this is like, we have seen Bielsa in probably like 4 situations where the game didn't matter. Maybe in his entire coaching managerial career, and he's been coaching since the Stone Ages. So like, there's not much data, not much to base it off of, right? Like, he's such a try-hard coach. It's crazy. And I don't want to use try-hard's not the right word. Like, maximum effort. He demands maximum effort in every instance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Uruguay's good too. There's that. They're so good.
Yeah.
What are their odds to win Copa America right
Probably
now?
Not great. They were plus 800 to start. They're probably closer to plus 400.
Okay. Yeah, they've looked awesome. And you called that, by the way, on this show for the people who didn't know. You put Uruguay on people's radar early and often in this tournament. You had them against Panama, I know. You had them against Bolivia.
Had them to win the group.
You were on that one instantly. 7-goal differential. They're probably doing okay. They're looking okay.
Yeah, they're gonna win the group. And that was my fattest bet of the whole thing. I'm super excited to get that cash. I looked at the bet slip just sitting there because I hate when they sit there forever. It's gonna cash tonight and I'll dance.
Let's do it.
All right. Before we get out of here, a couple of things. Brad was mentioning CLV. I got some ridiculous CLV tonight with Brittany Griner. The value's done. You lost it. You're done if you're watching this. You can't jump on it. But it's even more reason why you should jump on OddsShopper. Let's tell you, though, real quick what's going on here with GoldBoys and BetMGM.
The GoldBoys are one of the largest, well-known sports betting communities on the planet with a Discord to match. We're going to show you how easy it is to get 1 month free of GoldBoys.com just for signing up at BetMGM using code GoldBoys. Sign up at MGM with code GoldBoys, deposit a minimum of $10, and get your first bet back at BetMGM up to $1,500. After signing up at BetMGM, send a screenshot of you using code GoldBoys to promohelp@goldboys.com to get your first month free. 21 or older, gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
So underrated. Brad was telling us about this in the break there that we had. Flash that little special that you got right there. Look at that.
$20 at Burlington.
You know, I'm thinking about this, right? And I was actually having this conversation earlier. Once we took my son to a Phillies game, I didn't get him a jersey at that game, right? I was just like, he's 3 years old. Let me think about this. Let me think about this. But I'm like 50% right now thinking I'm just going to get him what Brad has and get him an authentic, official team jersey that doesn't have anybody on the back.
Yeah.
So that he doesn't have to go through life asking why he has a Dominic Brown Phillies jersey. Like, I don't want that for this kid. That's all I'm saying.
Dude,
Listen,
I Wander Franco. I got a Wander Franco jersey, and I had to give it to Goodwill. I couldn't wear Wander Franco out in public. Do you know how much money I spent on that jersey? So, like for baseball, unless it's Mookie Betts is my favorite player, unless it's Mookie Betts, I'm not putting a name on the back of the jersey. After Wander Franco is over, man.
Yeah, it's not a great look, probably.
No. I think
Probably
there's
not what we're
something to
going.
it. It's an underrated play, is all I'm saying. Is don't poo-poo, don't knock the nameless jersey, because if it's an official shirt, we're not talking about it, right? We're not talking about a nameless jersey, but if it's an official jersey, what do you got? Home run?
We're about to get a free kick, Ronaldo, right outside the box.
I'm about to cash my Ronaldo two first half shots. Thank God he didn't have any until 1 minute ago.
It's amazing,
Also,
right? Amazing.
I think he actually got hurt here too.
Who, Leao?
Leao.
Let me do this.
Looks
here.
like he got tripped up in a weird way. He's probably okay.
Still though, what are we at 33rd minute here?
Yeah.
I don't know. This is going to be a fun one. This is going to be like, if you want to go back in time, if you had Portugal and Ronaldo circa 2012 taking this PK right now, it's like the most must-watch TV that existed. It was, and it's still going to be here. I mean, it's still Ronaldo, but like those things were just like verified insanity for however long. We get the stance.
I want to add something to that. He had one free kick earlier in this tournament from far as hell, and it was a great free kick. I was like, no other player in this tournament is taking that kick from that distance.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Was it on target?
Oh, it challenged the keeper. It was deep, amazing. Like 35 out.
It's amazing, man. Seeing stuff like that on that level from dudes who just make it look effortless. I just remember, like, as a kid, and not as a kid, but maybe college. I don't know. Yeah. I just remember seeing like the first real and one version, right? And I just use that as a general term, like the first and one version of like Henri, and seeing just a mixtape of him just carving people with the soccer ball and not really realizing that you can do that, and being like, oh, you can do that. Yeah, look at that. Wow.
Oh,
wow.
That looked like keeper got a touch to that too.
Real quick, before we bounce on out of here, just to remind you, gave you that deal with BetMGM. You sign up through there. You're going to get your month off at GoldBoys. Insane. You want to jump in ASAP. We also have this deal here for you on OddsShopper, and I'll give you some real life proof of how this thing is working for us. 50% off just for using the code LIVE. So you can click on, you can sign on, you can go to OddsShopper, whatever, but you're not going to get this deal anywhere else. The only place you're going to get 50% off your first purchase week or month is going to be here using this code LIVE. So do us a favor if you're interested, check it out. And just to kind of show you all, earlier in the morning, right? We get these boosts, FanDuel, DraftKings, whatever. People throw out boosts. Let's boost something. It's solo boost. So we had a solo 30% profit boost over on FanDuel. I went over to OddsShopper because it was in the WNBA, and I admittedly am not following the WNBA, but thanks to OddsShopper, I'm crushing the WNBA. So with that said, I found this little Brittany Griner prop, and we went under 19.5 points right there and boosted it to plus 109. But as you see, the line has since moved right to 18.5, and still it's at even money. So at 19.5, we're still 9 points better than the line movement at 18.5 now at even money. Now that CLV won't pay the bills, but it's nice to look at. That's all I'm saying. I don't get that without OddsShopper. That's all, because I'm not smart enough to identify line movement like that in most places, certainly the WNBA. That's
Good sports bettors shop their lines. As
amazing, right?
It sounds, it's so crazy. It sounds so like obsolete, right? Like shop your line, make sure you get the best price. There are people who just don't do it, and they legitimately leave money on the table.
I want to run a sports book.
Well,
That's what I want to do.
I'm opening a. We'll talk because we're opening a satellite one. I already have one.
I like betting too much that I don't know. It's kind of like betting when you're setting them, I suppose. But
oh no, it is. It is.
Yeah.
Come to Grand Central. If you're ever in Washington, D.C., come to Grand Central Sportsbook. We're in Columbia Heights, right off 8th Street. And we just opened up another spot as well. We'll have a third location come football season. And honestly, E, it is, I'm a small, like 5% partner in this thing. But watching it work on the other side and knowing what you know, it's just amazing. Oh, and by the way, every book, it doesn't matter if it's my book or if it's FanDuel in Washington, D.C., every book is working with a company to ensure that even if they are in the red 1 month, money comes back in so that you're never in the red. What a beautiful thing. Can you imagine if bettors had that? Could you imagine if Alex Baker was bankrolling you and you never lost a month? Come on.
We're going to get
I'd like to not ever lose a month. I lucky enough to be a pretty profitable bettor, but those 1 month you have that's losing, it feels like you just kind of want to sit on the couch and cry, and you're like, man, how do I turn this thing around?
Oh, I tailed Eric and Ben Raza on this stupid MMA fight, and
all right.
I lost everything
for today.
Wait, which fight? Which fight?
We'll see you. On that note, Yuri.
Oh, Poshgrove?
Yeah,
it's okay. At least you got plus money.
CLV. I got CLV on that one.
Pete Adam put him down.
I love it. All right, let's do this rapid fire. Brad, you start. I'll end. Let's tell the world where you can find us.
Yeah, you can check out my Copa America shows, BetUS TV. You can go ahead and find me on X at Mr. Brad Thomas. NBC Sports, as always, YouTube channel and on the website. And listen, I should be any moment where we have our NFL futures article coming out. It should be dropping today, tomorrow, or at the end of the week. We got a ton. This should be exciting.
I'm Eric Lindquist. At Eric Lindquist over at OddsShopper. You can check me every single night covering the MLB. Night before, leading into all day in the Discord. A bunch of different avenues on the Stochastic YouTube channel from a fantasy perspective, but would love to see you there. Just hit the like button on your way out here for us hanging out. And Eitan, enjoy the sun.
I'll try, and I can actually say this now because I have the data behind it. The second fastest growing video that we have on the site behind Lindquist locks, leans, likes, licks, and any other L word is the MLB short. And the only reason why it is because I'm doing it the night before. It's not because of anything else. We just have more ground to cover. So you can follow me, OddsShopper at Shander Bets. And thanks to James Straight, as always. Thanks to the GoldBoys community. Thanks to the OddsShopper community. Thumbs up on YouTube. Follow along on Twitter. I'm going to enjoy the sun.